All right, folks. So I've had some people sort of, might be some confusion about how to go about doing this. So I'm going to start from scratch. We're going to select the angle grinder. Some people were saying about how the deal is gone and you can't do it anymore and this and that. But I'm here to show you the way. So we're starting from scratch. See, I shouldn't have anything in my cart. Okay, I've got just something I did for my house. All right, so we got nothing in my cart. It's empty. I know it's saying I got 2 things in there, but I've already cleared it out. I don't have anything in there. So we're going to, I'm going to show you 2 different ways. The first way is going to be how it is, quote, intended to be sold. For instance, if you were to go in store and buy it, this is how it would come out. So if you see here, this is the kit, $99. You get the 2 4-amp hour batteries, the charger, the bag, and the angle grinder. Now this is the brushed angle grinder, the 4.5-inch angle grinder. So if you do it here and you add it to the cart for pickup, we'll add it to the cart. Now if you go to the cart, you'll see that the items are not broken up. For instance, you see one item, you do not see 2 separate items in the cart. So you see the angle grinder with the batteries and charger and bag right here, and you see the little green plus sign. Anytime you see that, and it doesn't necessarily have to be for Ryobi, it could be Rigid, Milwaukee, DeWalt. A lot of times DeWalt, Home Depot does this, where they put this little plus sign. Usually I think for Rigid it's orange. For Milwaukee it's usually black. I'm not sure about DeWalt, but obviously for Ryobi it's green. That means they're going to be added as a package together, and you will not be able to return any item like this. Now, if you were to take one of these in store and return it, they're going to give you, probably likely, if you don't have a receipt, they're going to give you store credit. They're not going to give you cash back. Now, if you're like me, I want the cash back. So this is the way we're going to have to do it. We're going to remove this from the cart. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to search for the Ryobi 4-amp hour battery. It's not going to be right there on top. You're going to have to go down till you see it here. Now, just from this screen, you're going to want to select Add to Cart. Okay, now we'll see that the 4-amp hour battery pack is in cart. The total is $99. Okay, so from here, you're going to go back to the home page and you're going to search for the Ryobi angle grinder, because that's what we want. Now, this is not going to work with the brushless angle grinder, but you see here you can get it with the 2 3-amp hour HP batteries for $159. But for Ryobi Day purposes, it only works with the brushed angle grinder. Now right now it's $44.97. So we're going to add it to the cart. We're not going to do anything else. We're not going to click on it. We're not going to read about it. We're just going to add it to cart, because we know that's the one that this kit comes with for Ryobi Days. So we're going to add to cart. Now we'll see we add it to the cart, and we got 2 items in the cart. This is what I'm talking about. When you hear people say about stuff being broken up, this is what we mean. We've got 2 separate items, but their system is looking at it as the Ryobi Day savings. So it's $99 total for these 2 separate items. Now, if you have your receipt, you can go in and return either the angle grinder or the batteries. Now, they're not going to get any of these things for free. That's a misconception. That's what I hear a lot of people saying, that you pay $99, it's prorated, yada yada yada. Nobody has claimed, and I certainly have not claimed, that you get anything for free. What you do get is a little bit more of a discount on the tools and say you don't need the batteries, or you don't need the tool, but you need the batteries, you know, maybe you do a lot of OPE stuff. Maybe you got the 18-volt Ryobi lawnmower, or maybe you got the pole saw, the hedge trimmer. Maybe you do a lot of, you know, maybe you do a lot of outdoor work and you need the extra batteries. Okay, return the angle grinder. They give you $30.92 back for the angle grinder, and you get to keep the batteries and the charger for $68.08. Okay, maybe you don't need the batteries. Maybe you really need the angle grinder. Now, I don't know how much runtime you're going to get unless you know. Apparently, with it not being a brushed, or excuse me, it's not a brushless angle grinder, the runtime's not going to be as good. But say you have maybe a 9, maybe you've got some 4s already. You return the batteries, the charger in the bag, and they're giving you $68.08. Effectively, you've paid $30.92. They're not going to give you $99 back. Let's just get that straightened out. They're not going to give you $99. You're going to have paid $30 for the 40 some odd dollar angle grinder that we saw. We'll go back and look at it. Okay, so it's $44.97 right now. If you walked in, you could purchase this brushed 4.5-inch Ryobi angle grinder for $44.97. Let's call it $45. But if we're using the Ryobi loophole, you with me? The Ryobi loophole, you can return the battery pack, the battery kit, and you're paying $30.92. So $15 off. It's 30% off the angle grinder. Or you return the batteries, which you can buy just the batteries for $99. But you're saving 31%, same as the angle grinder. If you want to keep the batteries, you're paying $68 for 2 batteries and a charger, which in itself is a good deal. Obviously, you can get the 2 3-amp-hour batteries from Rigid right now for, I think there's some, if you're checking out the clearance racks, a little over $100, right at $100. Right now, Milwaukee's got the 3-amp-hour high output, the CP high output 3.0 batteries for $99. You know, both the Rigid and the Milwaukee are going to have the 21700 cells. You know, the high capacity cells. They're going to run a little bit cooler. You can charge them quicker. You can use them with the supercharger. And I think they do charge a little bit quicker on the rapid charger, if I'm not mistaken, because they're able to operate at a cooler temperature, and that rapid charger talks to those batteries. It talks to that battery on the charger, well, the Milwaukee one does anyway. Talks to that battery on the charger, determines its temperature and how much juice it can give that battery to get it charged. So if that battery is staying cooler, it can be charged at a higher rate for an extended period of time. So with that being said, these are not HP batteries, so they're not high output batteries, but I'm not sure the advantage of having the HP batteries when these will probably work just fine for most anything you're going to use it for. Drill, impact, you know, maybe the circular saw, you know, if you're not ripping lumber, maybe you're making some cuts and 2x4 or 2x6s, you know, what have you, that kind of thing. I'm sure they'll work just fine. I'm sure they'll work just fine on the lawnmower. Anyway, so I just went out and I had some questions about it, had some concerns, so I wanted to make this video, break it down from the very beginning, and show you the differences. Again, if you just add it like we added it before, let me show you again. If you just add it the way I showed you the first time, where is it at? Maybe it'll be here. If you just add it the way I showed you the first time, say you click on the kit and you want to view the tools that are offered with it. View all 27 items. So if you add the angle grinder like this, it's not broken up. See, there's only 1 item in the cart now. There's not 2. All right, so we got 1 item. It's not broken up. You cannot take your receipt in store and try to return any of these items. Now, you may be able to take the tool in there, or the battery or the tool in there, and return them, maybe one or the other, without the receipt, but they're only going to give you store credit, and I don't know what amount they're going to give you. I don't know what amount they're going to give you for it. Now, if you'll see, they were saving 63%. Now, if you recall, when you had it broken up in the cart, you're saving 31% on each individual tool. So it's the same thing, only different, if that makes any sense. So if you split these up, it's probably 31.5%, but they're just rounding it down to 31%. So that's going to give you 63%. So they're selling the tool the same way, just breaking it up. So you're still paying the same amount of money for each tool, for each item in this kit. So you're still paying the whatever we said it was, the $30 for the angle grinder, and you're still paying the $68 or whatever it was for the batteries. It's just the way that I showed you about splitting it up allows you to be able to return those, because it's sold as two different items on your receipt. Anytime you go in store and do this, you won't be able to do it, because they're going to say, we can't return those because you got it for free. I've tried to do it with a Milwaukee tool before. You got a free 5, and I said, I want to return this 5, and the guy says, you can't return this because it's sold, you get it free with the purchase of this tool. But if it's broken up like the way I showed you, you can do it. So anyway, I hope this helped. I know some of the people were a little bit confused, so I tried to break it down as simple as I could, so that way everybody can take advantage of this opportunity. You know, everybody's, we're up on some hard times. We know Lowe's, Home Depot, your other big box home improvement stores are open as essential places. The sales, their numbers have skyrocketed. Some people are struggling out here. We're struggling to make ends meet. If this can help some people, help earn a couple extra bucks, put a couple extra dollars in your pocket by still getting some things that you need,